Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel, and this is going to be the first of many videos we're going to be doing on the Bond account. So the Bond account has sort of been held back from doing videos because we had to catch up on clips. Now we are caught up. I want to expose the Bond account to a lot of mid-level guides and videos for you guys to have a look into. So I don't think there's enough detail in like mid-level or how mid-levels can perform in certain money-making methods. So we're going to send the Bond account out on a couple of boss trips, a couple of monster trips, to see what sort of GP it can get per hour, see if it can handle a certain boss or a certain monster, and just give you guys an idea of how much GP you can make at a certain boss without actually having to have max stats. Now for the majority of it, this account is actually going to be using Necromancy because the rest of the stats are pretty basic. I'm going out with 70 prayer, 85 defense, and 92 Necromancy, but also the ability to use overloads, which I know is a little bit of a buff compared to a normal mid-level account, but I would highly encourage you to sort of get to that overload level through profitable herblore methods anyway. But in terms of like what you can do on double XP, you could probably get 92 Necromancy quite easy on double XP as well. My armor I'm using is 80 weapons and 70 armor. I'm trying to make it as much of a mid-level, achievable sort of levels as possible and go out and see what we can do. So for our first video, what we're going to be doing is going to Frost Dragons. So Frost Dragons, over the past couple of months, have been a massive way to make GP. Especially sort of Necromancy and leading up to Necromancy as well. It's one of the top tiers of bones to train your prayer with, not quite as high as it used to be. It's now outclassed by Rune Dragons, but Frost Dragons are still one of the best consistent GPs in the game, and still pretty good and solid as well. Now, the mid-level, because it is a mid-level, its expectations of GP per hour are a lot less than the high tier max levels. So yes, I know you can go and kill Raziel for 100 mil per hour, I know you can go do Zami, but this account can't do that. So I'm trying to find different methods and different ways this account can do that to enjoy that mid-game feel and also have a bit of fun while I'm doing this as well. And this is what these videos are for fun and to see what I can push the mid-level to do and what we can get to build the mid-level account up. Yes, this account will eventually be the highest tier of level, but for now we're going to enjoy the mid-level and the mid-level grind as well. So Frost Dragons, you're going to need 85 Dungeoneering, which luckily we have got through the Christmas event. The Christmas event unlocked it, and that's what unlocks the Ice Dungeon as well. Now, in terms of an info, like I said, level 70 armor, 80 weapons, overload, super anti-fires. Let's get going and let's see what we can do. So we're going to go to Port Sarim and then run down to the Frost Dragon dungeon. Now, a very important way to sort of deal with this as well, and actually I'm just going to go back to the Grand Exchange real quick. I'm going to buy a Bunyip because I just think it was going to help. But you have how to deal with bones. Now, you could either take a War Tortoise, which is what's brought me to the Fort of Bunyip. I'm taking the Magic No Paper. Just because it means I can stay there for longer. Yes, I might need to bank, but it doesn't really take that long to get to the area, and it should be fine. So some bunyips, and again, you need to sort of consider your methods of healing. So for me, I'm going to have a bunyip, I'm going to use vampirism, and hopefully that will help us because Frost Dragons, while they are single combat, they can sort of jump on you quite quick. Especially if you're a lower target level like I am as well. So I think currently Frost Dragon bones are a price of, before we go in, 26k. So for us, if we could do 200 kills per hour, 5.2 mil, that'd be a really, really good thing for us. And what I'll probably do is test this for a good hour and use it for our full Vampirism aura, just so we can have a rough sort of guess of where we need to be. And what I'm hoping to do by this as well is understand if Frost Dragons are good, that can be sort of highlighted as my main, if I need to go do some combat for Moneymaker, it sort of highlights what's the best thing so we can eliminate what not to do. So if Frost Dragons are 8 mil per hour and Zami's 4 mil per hour, then I can say to you guys, look, if you're looking to do combat, if you're looking to do it with these kind of stats, target Frost Dragons rather than Zami because it is just better to do. Right, hopefully this is Frost Dragon Dungeon. Yes, it is. So, as you can see, no one really here, so you can pretty much have Frost Dragons to yourself. Now, I'm going to activate my Vampirism, because I have no idea how this is going to go. And I've never really tried Frost Dragons with Necromancy, so this will also be an experience. Now, I'm not going to use Prayer, that was actually disgustingly quick. That was pretty nice. The normal drops from Frost Dragons aren't nothing to sort of beat home about. Really, we're here for the bones. Now, what you can do, though, is loot all, and it will give you a chance of, like, just picking up everything at once. And then basically what you do is just sort of stroll around, note everything, make sure you have enough sort of space in your info. I'm surprised, really, that these have not given me that much of a problem. I'm going to drop some food And basically that's it. Now, I really didn't expect Frost Dragons to die that quickly. They really aren't an issue. And as well, with Death Dealer, really good point there. Death Dealer, marking them as well with Death Mark, can give you a chance to get quicker kills. So if you do have Death Dealer rather than Death Warden, that can be like a little bonus as well. But these are doing alright. Now, one thing I am missing compared to like a main account, my main account has the ability to have the bones put straight into the invo, which could be really nice. It actually is really nice. It's probably one of the best buffs you get from the Ark. I don't have that here, so I'm having to go and pick them up manually, so that can slow us down a little bit as well. But if you've got area loot on as well, that's what will help you make sure to loot all your bones. Now, I've got the beam set up to highlight the bones just so I don't miss any. But in terms of like kills, we're not doing that bad. Like, you just need to make sure of rotation. You can bring a cannon as well. You can bring aggression potions, so they are attacking you straight away. The one slight bad thing about Frost Dragons is they are pretty well spread out. Like, you can sort of get these three in a corner, but once they die, you do have to go back around to the room again. You can surge and escape and do all that stuff. And it turns out it looks like you can do multi-combat. But if you're mid-level, just be careful, because if you're getting too many on you, you could struggle. That's why I won't look at an option like aggression potions or a cannon, but maybe that could be something you could look at. Definitely lures them to you. It just means it's a lot more AFK. This can be a bit tedious by the look of it, because you are having to run around. If you had a cannon set up in the middle, yes, they would all be on you, but it seems with the damage being dealt at the minute, it does seem like you could handle it. Maybe that's the option I would look at Death Warden, is if I'm going to use something like a cannon, and going to be taking sort of damage from all of them at once. But this looks pretty chill. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to try and do this for the full 55 minutes. I will come back if there's any major changes, or if I get bored at half hour. This was just more of a project to see if it was like achievable. I think I need to come back with the cannon, and maybe we do an updated video a little later on, because the cannon might need a quest. But a cannon just to get the aggression and just to keep like the monsters attacking you. It might need the change to Death Warden, just so I've got a bit more defense and I'm a bit beefier. But I think it could be a huge sort of increase in how many we can get attacking us, is if we've got the ability to use that. I would definitely bring less food if you're using a Bunyip and Vampirism though. It will give you a lot more invo space, just juggle. But I'm going to do this for a bit longer. And then, yeah, we'll come back with a rough price check of what we've got, how we're looking. The aura is going to give us a timer of like sort of time frame and how long it's taken us to get. And yeah, we'll go from there. So half hour has passed and I'm really surprised. This went way better than I thought it would. I thought I'd have to be banking consistently. But we're just strolling around, slapping up these dragons and like really killing them at a decent speed. Now, with the bones I've currently got, we're half hour on the aura. I'm sort of towards 300 kills an hour. And the reason I'm going to stop it here at 30 minutes is only because the kills have been so consistent. I'm sure we'll be 300 kills an hour. There's just ways this can be better. I think I could survive using a cannon. So at some point, I'm going to come back with a cannon. And also, I think I'm going to expose myself to the Ark and go and get the bone upgrade. Having to do this method without the bone upgrade really highlights how good the bone upgrade is. And what that is, it's the Bone Crusher upgrade you can get from the Ark reward shop. And what that basically does is, rather than bury the bones, it brings the bones directly into your invo. So this whole having to do with area loot, picking the bones up, something which is slowing me down, you don't even need to worry about, because they're automatically coming to your invo. All you need to worry about is making sure you've got space and then going from there. But Frost Dragons have been remarkably good. I'm very, very surprised. Like, I didn't think this would go anywhere. Things I've noted, really, the cannon will help, the Bone Crusher will help. Make sure you're overloaded, because the only time I really struggled is when the overload ran out and I hadn't realised it ran out. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Really, really straightforward, easy method, nice and chill, kind of AFK. The only thing I'm sort of paying attention on doing is actually just picking the bones up and managing my invo. So if you could get that Bone Crusher upgrade and you can just come in with no sort of nothing really in the invo, I wouldn't bring as much food, didn't need it, and these drop sharks enough to heal if you do. Bunyip and Vampirism is more than good enough to sort of do what we needed it to do. And yeah, really, really surprised. I'll definitely be doing these more. If ever I need like to go in like camp for some GP, or if ever I fancy like doing a little bit of combat training where it's very low effort and low intensity, very valid option as well. Again, we're still talking 28 minutes we've got left. And we're 163 bones with flying. So I was happy with 200 bones. 200 bones would mean we'd make something like 5.2 mil per hour. 300 bones, again, we'll sell it on the Grand Exchange when we get there. We're looking more towards like 7-8 mil profit per hour, which is crazy for like something just like 90 necromancy, which you could do on a double XP live, or you could do upgrading your armor as well. I got like so many levels just doing all my armor upgrades. I don't think I'm anything like over the top. If you wanted me to try it with something like maybe 80 range or 80 melee stats, just so we're really like bottom of the barrel, let me know in the comments. We could do that as well. These stats aren't remarkably high, so I can give us some exposure if we don't want to go down the necromancy route, which you don't have to. You can use whatever combat style you want. But I'm going to kill and loot these last 2 bones, and then we're going to go to the Grand Exchange, throw them on the Grand Exchange, and see how much we have earned in 33 minutes. So off we go to the Grand Exchange. And doing this actually did me a small favor of I got a little bit more adventure XP. I'm very close now to being able to upgrade my stuff. So we finished on 168 bones. We also got 3 hard clues. Pretty decent charms as well. Not the best, but again, any charms in the bank, we'll take it. So we are going to throw these in the Grand Exchange now. So that is roughly 4.3 mil. So probably 8 mil in an hour is about right. We'll check the margin on them first, because I don't want to be selling something with that high of a price. I don't want to be selling for less than what it can go for. So I'll just check the margin. Well, that bought for 27.5. So we can get a higher price. Again, the Grand Exchange can be weird sometimes. Maybe like no one's trying to buy Frost Dragon bones, but I'll throw them in for the higher price. As always, I'll drop a comment in the video sort of comment section. Just say, look, they sold and we managed to get rid of them. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the first of, like what I said, a couple of mid-level money making videos. We're going to be doing a couple of monsters and bosses just to get some exposure, see what it's like for mid-levels, and then go from there. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this isn't going to be so much as a series, but more like a little collection of videos. Any changes you want me to do, anything actually you want me to see in the video, drop in the comments and I'll make sure to include it as we go on further on. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe. I'm aiming towards 5,000 subs by the end of the year, and we're starting to almost get there. So if you can help me out, drop me a subscription. Really does help me out. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.